Well, hello everybody. This is a part of a Bright Boy track cleaner. This, you all seen on my layout, is my Western Maryland number 7 box car. Alright. This little thing with the sewing needle sticking out of it is nothing but Bright Boy with 2 sewing needles shoved into it. Well, it's actually one that I broke in half and shoved into there. It's pretty easy. Alright. Take your Bright Boy, and if you're in HO or larger, you might be able to use the exact thickness of this, but in scale, you ain't got that much clearance between the car and the rails. So you gotta take a Bright Boy and cut it in half that way too. And you just take, let's see here. This is a pin vise. You can actually use a larger drill if you want to. All I did was take a pin vise and, I'm sorry, this is how you make a track cleaning car if I didn't already clarify that, because I think I forgot it. Sorry, it's been a rough 2 weeks. You take just a drill bit and put it in the chuck. And you pick out your freight car ahead of time. I picked this one out because it's always on the layout anyways. You know, I don't have to do any modifications to it. It's already weighted. Knock your weight loose if it's glued down in, and drill out your holes. Alright. Preferably evenly spaced on the car's bottom, and preferably in line with the metal. And you take that piece of Bright Boy that you cut and stick your 2 pins in there. And then, when you need your track to be cleaned, all you gotta do, line up your pins with your holes. Come on, let's stop farting around. Sometimes it's awful hard to see my holes. Small holes, there we go. Yeah. Now that Bright Boy's in there. Alright. And by its own weight, get a different angle here. By its own weight, it'll glide along the rails. And you're gonna be push or pulled by locomotives. It doesn't jam up on nothing. And there's your track cleaning car, all ready to go. Just put it on the rails, let her ride. When you're done, she looks like a regular everyday freight car all over again. None of the underbody detail is missing at all. And you can barely see those 2 holes, but that's it. I cut mine down, my Bright Boy down with that. And Bright Boy's only $3, and it does a heck of a good job just rolling along. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is going to be my final thoughts. I might seem a little bit scrambled brained and everything else for right now. I just had 4 teeth pulled Wednesday. Thursday I'd take my little girl to the ER. She had a massive asthma attack. We took her into the ER here in Marion. Within her being in the ER for 10 minutes, they was already getting ready to airlift her over to St. Louis. It was really bad, and her breathing treatments weren't working. They got her loaded up in Whirlybird and flew her over there, and we followed suit in our little car. Fun trip. Driving 2.5 hours like that is not fun for me because I don't like to drive. But my wife couldn't. She was too distraught, and we took the trip. We made it out there, and she was doing a lot better by then. She's 3 years old. You know, she's my little train nut. She's my mini me. she hears a train whistle going, she gets excited. And it doesn't matter, horn or whistle. She hears it, she goes, "Daddy choo choo, daddy choo choo." She's my little train nut. And we're just trying to get everything back together from that. So I haven't had much time to spend on the hobby at all. I actually don't have a lot of time to spend back here today because I have to run out and get things that I couldn't get through the week. And that's the reason why this video is going to be awful short. Now, she's doing just fine. She's right now taking a nap, or else I wouldn't be able to do this video, but she's been all over the house all day, bouncing around like a little 3-year-old should be. And I'm happy that she's okay. I'm not happy with the parts leading up to this. The parts leading up to this was we had somebody from the state come by and tell us that we needed to bug bomb our house by last weekend. That's the reason why I didn't get a chance to do a video last weekend. We told them that we couldn't do it in that short time because there was no day decent enough that we could take our kids away from the house for 24 hours, as my 8-year-old and my 3-year-old and my wife all suffer from bad asthma, that we cannot have that gas in the house. And if we do the gas in the house, we got to wash everything in my daughter's room, or else she will suffer a really bad asthma attack. They said they didn't care, get it done anyways. So my kids sat out in the freezing cold for 5 hours. We gave the bug bomb 2 hours to work. It took another 3 hours to air out the house enough to where we felt that it might just be safe enough to let my daughter come into the house. It wasn't long enough. That landed us with going all the way to St. Louis because of how much was in her stuffed animals and everything else in the room that we could not get out of that stuff quick enough. Now, granted, we had a massive amount of cleaning to do after that, and we did it. We had to throw away a lot of our food and everything else because the gas got into it. We're already a pretty poor household, and they just killed us money-wise. They almost killed my daughter. You know, I don't know why the state of Illinois thinks they have the right to command somebody do such things that could actually harm their children and their family. But we did it, and somehow we're all living through it. I have not been able to take the medicine for my herniated disc in my back also because of these people that work for the state. So my herniation is just killing me. And that's what's all been going on. So if I don't have a video up next week, it's the same reasons. We're still dealing with the same crap. We need to get out of the state. We need to get out of this state ASAP, or else I'm not going to be able to continue to do these videos because it's just too much on me. You know, not trying to get a pity party out of anybody or anything else like that. Alright, I just wanted to explain to you what's been going on and why I've been not doing my videos. So I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a good one. I do have a Patreon page. I know nobody ever goes there. There's no donations or anything else like that. I am working on getting to the big layout again. I'm sorry I've been postponing on that. It's not a want to, it's a have to. Trust me, I'd rather be out there working on that than sitting in here fiddling with this. Anybody that wants to donate as little as $1 towards the big layout, it's a massive help. I know it's $1 a month, but it's a massive help for me. And your name will be proudly displayed on the side of it. It will be going with me to train shows. I'm working right now pretty closely on getting together with some people, make some plaques. That'll go on the sides of the layout. They're not cheap. They're about $2-3 per. So actually, your donation for the first 2 or 3 months is actually going to pay for your own plaque. Nah, I'm putting the money up for that. Okay, I can't believe they're not cheap. They're only little pieces of brass or stainless steel. Not even that thick. They're pretty flimsy if you don't have them anchored to something. And I'm gonna get those hammered out. That layout, probably in about 2 or 3 years, will start showing up. If I'm back in Maryland, it will show up at the Maryland State Fairgrounds during the Great American Train Show that goes through once a year there. And probably a couple of smaller ones like Brunswick Railroad Days. I can take it down there, set it up inside of a tent, and have it running. Those events do cost money. They do cost about $25 just to set up. That's not even to sell anything. That's not for the permits to sell anything. It's $25 to set up. And I don't even think that comes with electricity. So I'll probably have to be packing a generator with me. And I don't even have one of those yet. I've got an inverter for my truck, and I guess I'll be using that. But that's what it is, you know. I'm going to try to get together a nice enclosed trailer or camper, so that way I can haul this thing back and forth. If we're not back home by the time that's ready to start going to shows, it'll be going to local shows here in Southern Illinois, which I would really hate. But we're going to get it together. We're going to get it going. And once it gets going, that ball starts rolling. Get your money in, because you get your money in now before I take that option back away, because if I got donations for that already, then you're going to get that advertisement and you're going to get it dirt cheap. Alright, I'm not saying that, okay, well, you paid 3 or 4 months and now you can't pay no more, $3 a month, $1 a month. That's fine, okay? Your name's not going to be pulled off the side of this thing just because you can't donate for a couple of months or a couple of years. Alright? I also accept donations as N-scale train cars, N-scale locomotives, N-scale anything. Okay? If you're out there and you want to build me a East Coast old coal mine that'll serve 2 tracks, bingo, I could use one, because I got a coal mine there. I do have plans on scratch building the power plant that's going to be there. I'm going to be scratch building about 90% of the buildings that will be going on this layout. Alright, if you want to scratch build it, that's fine. We'll figure something out, you know. Just let me know. If you want to shoot me an email in the comments box, Facebook Messenger is much quicker with me. I check my emails about once, maybe twice a week. That's it. Facebook Messenger is instant. Once you message it, just as soon as I get it, I'm replying. Alright. I don't know why, but my YouTube videos, my phone is supposed to ring when I get a comment on a YouTube video. It's not been ringing. It's not been showing up a little 1 or 2 at the end of the picture either. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm going to try to check my YouTube more often. I think it's the YouTube Studio app that's kind of not working right. Alright, well, I hope to see you guys next week. I'm sorry I'm going on a rant that was longer than my build, but that's because I had already built that. But I know you guys wanted to see something, so I figured I'd show you something new. I'm going to back on out of here. I got enough to do. Have a good one.